In India, it's about 10% of the population.
Oh my God, really?
It's like...
Diabetic capital of the world.
Yeah, so 1 out of 10 have a diabetes. Like for diabetes, what is the most common mistake that you see people with diabetes do with food?
So they think, because they think desserts are their enemy.
Yeah.
So they think it's okay to have fruits. They have lots and lots of fruits, which is fructose, which is sugar.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. So any diabetic comes to us, so we tell them, I'll tell you what you have to avoid. You don't have to avoid everything.
Yeah.
And also another thing I find in diabetes, okay, I can't have sugar, but of course I can have jaggery, and I can have honey, and I can have dates, and I can have date syrup, and I said, all that is sugar.
It's sugar.
Ultimately, it's going to convert into glucose.
Exactly.
Of course, honey has its own benefits, date syrup has its own benefit, and jaggery has some more iron, but they all ultimately are sugars, will spike your sugar. So this is what I tell every diabetic. So if you want to take any of these, 2 teaspoons is okay.
Yeah.
So what they do is they don't have sugar in their tea, coffee, but they'll definitely have a dessert in a day.
Okay.
Either it's frozen dessert or chocolates or pastries or mithai. And another problem is they all think papaya is okay. It's diabetic friendly. Everyone. So I tell them there are only 10 fruits which you can have. And there are 2 grains you should not have in anything, which is corn.
Okay.
Yeah? Corn in any form, like corn flakes. Boiled corn. Popcorn. Corn flour. And in India we get makke ka atta.
Okay.
Even that.
Okay.
So everything to do with corn can actually raise their sugar levels.
Okay.
Everything to do with rice can raise their sugar levels. We have seen that time and again. So white rice, poha, which is like beaten rice, then kurmura, which is like puffed rice. Then we have South Indian food, which is made primarily with rice and little pulses. So that also raises sugar level, like dosa or idli, traditional ways, and uttapam. So these really raise your sugar levels. So we tell them to avoid 2 grains, which is rice, which is white, and which is corn in every form. But of course, there are certain rice one can have and may not shoot your sugar levels, which is red rice or brown rice. They have more fiber.
Okay.
So they have to check which rice suits them better for their sugar levels. And of course, with CGMS, which is continuous glucose monitoring device, you can check your sugars and understand which grain works better for you. Then again, people think wheat isn't your enemy if you have diabetes. Everyone comes with no wheat in their diet. I tell them, all your life you have eaten wheat. It's okay if you, like one lady came to me, she's been diabetic since years. Of course, she got into this, she has come to us, we managed her sugar levels very well. She's from Delhi. So she said, I have been having no wheat in my diet. So she said, I heard from someone and I started following this pattern of no wheat. And I said, okay. I said, do whatever you want to do. I'll have millets, etc. Then she calls me from USA and she tells me, Suman, what you gave me was the best because I was happy and at the same time I had no aches and pains. Because she gave up wheat and she started having millets and other form of grains, she said I started having aches in my body. That was, of course, an individual case. So as soon as she had that one chapati, because we all have grown up eating chapatis, right? She said all her pains and aches disappeared.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we tell diabetics, wheat is not your enemy, but the quality of wheat is a problem what we get in India.
Oh, I see.
Because of the over usage of pesticides on our soil. So the wheat quality may not be as good it was 25 to 30 years ago. So that will take its own sweet time for the soil layer to change. But that should not be reason for you to give up wheat. So that is one thing I tell them, that it's okay to have wheat. Okay. You can, of course, try the diabetic friendly millets and grains, which is kodo millet.